friends. I'm back with the read aloud this morning. It's another one of those fun Mutasia books. And this one is called Figley versus the Mookling hat. All these crazy, crazy critters. Welcome to the island of Mutasia, where everyone is a mixed up mix of two or more different animals. Mutasia is filled with so many kooky combinations, you'd have to see it to believe it. This cute and cuddly critter is called a mookling. Mooklings are part duck and part moose. These antlered animals are very friendly. A new fashion craze was sweeping through the island of Mutasia, mookling hats. It all started when Mutasia's queen tied a mookling to her head. It didn't take long before everyone else copied her fabulous, feathery new look. Chadwick had a mookling hat. Zebetta had a mookling hat. Billy Twinklecorn had a mookling hat. And Julio Habanero had a mookling hat. Rumbler, Rupus, and Wadati each had a mookling hat. Even Flavin, the grumpy old monster who lived in a cave, had a mookling hat. Everyone on Mutasia had a mookling hat. Everyone, that is, except Figley. Figley felt like he didn't fit in. Do you see Figley right here? He doesn't have a mookling hat. Party tonight, Billy's house, 7 p.m. Tonight is the night of Billy Twinklecorn's big party. Figley knew if he showed up looking different than everyone else, he'd be the laughing stock. He was going to need a mookling hat, fast. Unfortunately, all the stores were sold out. That meant he was going to have to catch a mookling himself. But how? Figley tried everything. He tried to catch a mookling with his fishing pole and a slice of bread. He tried to trap one using a trail of crumbs. He even tried to woo one with a beautiful mookling sock puppet. No luck. After hours in the jungle, Figley finally had a mookling in his grasp, but this mookling was stubborn. Figley tried to hold on to its webbed foot, but lost his grip. He fell face first into a swampy pond as the stubborn mookling flew away. Figley was heartbroken. There was no way he would have a mookling hat before the party started. Suddenly, a silly, squishy face appeared in the water, and Figley had an interesting idea. What do you think his idea is going to be? Let's keep reading, find out. Later that evening at Billy's party, the sounds of dance music and quacking filled the air. Everyone was wearing a mookling hat. That is until Figley showed up wearing a brand new, silly, squishy squonk hat. A squonk is part donkey and part squid. So instead of a quack, his hat made a honk. The other kids were shocked by Figley's silly squishy hat. It looked and sounded very different than their Mookling hats. They didn't know how to react. But as the party went on, it was clear that in a room full of Mookling hats, Figley and his squonk hat really stood out. Figley had his own unique style and his confidence was booming as he and his squonk hat rocked out on the dance floor. Everyone watched in awe. They all decided that they wanted to stand out too, just like Figley. The following day, Figley noticed something a little odd in the Metropolis town square. Everyone was wearing a squonk hat. They all wanted to stand out like Figley, but for some reason, nobody stood out, not even Figley. Wadity and it had his squonk hat looked like Sabetta and Chadwick in their squonk hats, who also looked like Billy and Julio in their squonk hats. Everyone looked the same again. The Mutasians were disappointed. They wanted to stand out like Figley, but wearing the squonk hats didn't seem to work. Why? Figley looked at his puzzled pals and explained, if you want to stand out, don't copy me, mix it up. Find something that makes you unique. Be unique? What a crazy idea. That night, when the Mutasians went to bed, they thought about what Figley had said. Things were about to change on the island of Mutasia. The next morning, Julio strolled into town in his nifty new nib hat. That impressed Chadwick, who was sporting a slimy snog hat. Zabetta modeled a magnificent Meowser hat. She was hypnotized by Billy's hip hissy-poo hat. Rufus proudly posed in a prickly pudgy hat. Wadity in his perfectly petite Pugapillar hat enjoyed a popsicle despite Rumbler's stinky, squawking Skunkatoo hat. Even Flavin, the grumpy old monster who lived in the cave, expressed his individuality with a totally tasteful turducken hat. Figley couldn't believe his eyes. He was in awe of the vibrant menagerie of mixed up hats that surrounded him. The sounds of oinks, chirps, squeaks, and croaks filled the air as the critters happily bounced atop his friends' heads. Mutasia was once again full of unique individuals, and it was all thanks to Figley and his silly, squishy hat. The end. Well, that was just a silly, silly book. I love all the unique animals and their hats in this book. So today, what I want you to do is I want you to think of 2 or 3 animals that you really, really like. And I want you to see if you can make a drawing, a creation of those animals put together. So remember, like the squonk, they said it was a donkey and a squid put together. If you look at the face, it kind of looks like a donkey, but if you look at the body, it has all the tentacles like a squid. So I want you to think of 2 or 3 animals that you really like, take pieces of those animals, and create a new crazy animal that could fit in Mutasia, that could live in Mutasia with all these unique animals. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Do your best, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, friends.